Hey Storm fans, Bryant Cook here, and today we are playing the Vintage Challenge. In front of you is a list that I would like to try today. It is a standard Paradoxical Outcome list. It is not Underworld Outcome. It's not Breach. It is PO. And the big concept behind this list is something that I was trying towards the end of my Underworld Outcome testing, which is 4 copies of Night's Whisper. The card continually impressed me, but the best shell for Night's Whisper is actually PO, just straight PO. You get to abuse it the best there. And you're not fighting for any slots. I felt like I was fighting for slots a little bit when I was testing 4 copies of Whisper in the Underworld Outcome list. So in this list, we're just running 4 copies of Whisper. We're looking to outpower the Xerox decks. We're not looking to dance around their Pyroblast. We're just looking to plow through. And this is actually somewhat similar to the list that I played for Eternal Weekend with Empty in it for Pyroblast. And you will see the return of Time Walk. You kind of need it if you're going to run Empty as your red mentor. So, other than that, the main deck should look pretty stock. Back to Yawgmoth's Will, since we're not running a Breach package. And yeah, we are running one Snapcaster. That is a flex spot. That could be a Narset if you choose. I think Snapcaster allows you to grind a tiny bit more against the blue decks. Flashing back a Night's Whisper, an Outcome, Ancestral, the good stuff. And in the board, we're going to see something similar to what I've been running with the Underworld Outcome. 2 copies of Fluster, Hercules, these 5 for the Dredge decks, Needles mostly for Dredge, Bolts for Archon of Emiria mostly, has, other applications as well, and then this Blightsteel for Tinker. We've been paired. We're actually facing into play. Let me fix this real quick. We will be on the play against into play. And this is a pretty good hand. They just top-8'd with a Shops list. So we're going to keep this. If they're not on Shops, it's not great for us, but we're going to try it. Yeah, they were last seen on Golos stacks. Pretty excited about this list today. I actually like it quite a bit. Last Saturday's challenge was won by a PO list that was straight bug, no red at all, and it ran Mana Gorger Hydra. I actually spent about an hour before this event fired coming up with a 4-color PO and then a 4-color Breach list that both had Hydra. The thing is, I think the green cards outside of Hydra are actually kind of bad in both those decks. I don't like Oko personally. I don't like Ren and 6. I am not looking to play those games. So, yeah. And then the other option is Veil of Summer. I want to play Veil. I do. I just don't think it's the best shell, personally. So, yeah. I tried, the problem with Veil and Vintage is that you really need it to interact with your opponent's stuff, too, so that way you can, stop their Ancestrals or whatever. And that just doesn't work with Veil, so that's a little unfortunate. Take that into play. Alright, we're going to add a blue. Hold control. And we're going to draw a bunch of cards here. Hey, that's how we do. They didn't get to see our epic tech. Hardcast Citadel into opponent concession on turn 1. Draw. We're on the draw, that is. Alright, so now we board in Blightsteel. Obviously, we want these Hercules. I don't know if Bolt's good. We're going to bring it in. I don't know if we're actually going to keep it in, but we'll see. So the 4 copies of Pyro can leave. Fluster can go. Misstep can go. And then we're already at 60. So all these spells are fine. Time Walk's fine. Yeah, look at that. That is beautiful sideboarding. Honestly, Whisper's not at its best in these matchups, but it's fine here. It's certainly better than these other cards. So we're going to submit. And while we wait, I'm going to shell for a second. If you want to support this content, please consider visiting theepicstorm.com/shop. Recently, I've uploaded a few more cards. There's a Japanese Tolarian Academy on there. There's a City of Traders, Japanese foil, Gitaxian probes. You know, there's stuff up there. Go check it out for you vintage fans. All right, we are on the draw for game 2, and we are facing into play. This hand is interesting, that's for sure. One of these undergrounds uses a Volk. We have a turn 1 empty. They're going to mulligan. I want to try this. I realize that this hand isn't perfect. We can't cast anything other than our Time Walk, but I want to try it out. We do have 4 copies of Hercules in our deck as well, which makes me okay keeping these sort of hands. Four copies of Mindbreak in the board. And 4 Cage. They are on a list with Tabernacle, for what it's worth. Opponent is deliberating on their 6 cards. So in their most recent list, I'm not seeing any copies of Phyrexian Revoker, so Bolt's not going to be at its best. We could board in Misstep for game 3 if we do see a bunch of cages and stuff like that. But Misstep isn't that great. Mirage Mirror, okay. They could also just Merit Lages, I suppose. It's cute. Wow, what a turn 1. And they have the turn 2 combo. Alright. Good hand. You crushed me in game 2. That's fine. We had the nuts in game 1. So now we're going to go to game 3. Do I want to change anything? I do think I'd rather have a blue card over the Bolt. And honestly, Needle seems fine if they're on the Mirage Mirror variant. You also need Helm. Is it better than Misstep, though? I just don't think Misstep's that good, but it is a blue card. Let's try that. Alright, we are on the play. Our opponent has 4 Mind Breaks in their list. Yikes. Let's try this. We can actually hardcast... no, I guess never mind. It's a turn 3 hardcast Citadel, but we can slowly set up Tinker as well. Like, this is a hand where we could fight through Mindbreak Trap. What is, I guess, what I'm trying to say. Alright, they've chosen to keep 7. Okay. I imagine they're going to play Sphere on turn 1. But if they don't, we have a Tinker. But I can't imagine why they wouldn't. Yep. Alright, Force was a really good draw. Alright, so we know 3 of their 4. Now we get Blight Steel. And hope we get to untap. So they can play a Stone Coil as a chump blocker to buy themselves another turn. But we're dead to Mirage Mirror because they take infinite turns. And there's no point even to upkeep Vamp. Like, there's nothing that we can get that's worthwhile. But I guess we could do it just for, like, show. Alright, second Golos. If we had a Caracas, this would actually be lethal. Oh, shit. Question is, like, is it better to Vamp for some card I can't cast this turn? Like, I can get a Needle, so that way next turn I can shut off Mirage Mirror. Or do I take the draw? I'm trying to think. Like, I don't think there's a good card to Vamp for here. Like, I guess I could get Ancestral or, like, Time Walk and then hope to draw a land next turn. because they're going to make a Merit Lodge. Because I feel like getting Needle's like kind of bad. Like, yes, we can cast it next turn and name Mirage Mirror, but it just doesn't seem great to me. Because next turn they have to block with. So we're trampling over for 6 here. So these two can make another depths, and then they can play Stone Coil for 4, but that's still lethal. Well, I guess it actually doesn't matter because they only need to hit me for 14. So I need to draw the land next turn. Or Lotus. Mana Crypt. Mana Vault won't do. And now they can play Stone Cold for 5. Ooh. They didn't do it. I'm sorry, Stone Cold costs 1 less. Yeah, so they found the line because they took off our out. So now we have to draw Black Lotus. That's our 1 out. We're just dead. I mean, we had to draw a land here anyway. We drew an opal that doesn't do anything. Did they just mess up? Maybe I'm not understanding. Maybe I'm the one that doesn't understand what's going on here. um, another Stone Coil? Jeez. My opponent is just like top deck back to back turns here. I mean, it happens. We had a good game 1, but They've drawn runner runner. We're still looking to draw Mana Crypt. That would allow us to win. If they attack with both creatures, we actually win as well. All they have to do is attack with Mirage. They could have done like a ley line or a Mindbreak Trap that they definitely left in, and we would have easily have won. But they drew another Stone Coil after a Wasteland, which is just like so brutal. And our opponents figured out that Mirror Lage is the correct attack. Come on, Doc. Give me Black Lotus. And now we lose. Maybe they'll mess up and just block there. Nope, they figured it out. And now we're dead. Yeah, unfortunately Whisper isn't where we wanted to be this game, but is what it is. I also could have like taken a line where we didn't get Blightsteel, but instead we did like a Hercules and to try to cast this, but I don't think that's correct. Like I just happened to, like my opponent had the draws. They top decked Golos into Wasteland into Stone Coil. Where if they drew like one of their 4 Mind Breaks or a Ley Line or something else, we would have won. But losses happen. It's a part of Magic. It's nothing to get too bent out of shape with. So we're starting this challenge 0-1. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.